Well, what do we have here? One of my diamonds are missing on my belt, so I'm not too happy about that. I put it on my door, underneath my door before, and one day I was mad, so I opened it and slammed it, and the diamonds here happened to be right up underneath the door, and I knew that. I just didn't think about it in a moment. So one day I did that, and picked up my belt maybe a few days later, and I couldn't find the diamond, and I still can't find it, so I'm not too happy, but still a beautiful belt. Now on to the video topic. We got Islam Makhachev. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name, but as him and as Beneil Dariush. I really wasn't too interested in this fight because I don't follow neither guy too much, but after some background research information and stuff and whatnot, this might be a pretty good fight. Dariush is coming off a dominant victory over Tony Ferguson, but let's be honest, Tony Ferguson hasn't been himself lately. I'm not saying he's done. I'm not saying he's out of his prime or anything like that. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But I am saying that if this was Tony Ferguson 2-3 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, it wouldn't have been close. Then you got Islam. Islam has actually impressed me. He's a killer. He has 10 submissions in his career, and he has 3 knockouts, so he's finished 13 people. But I look at Beneil, he's also had 13 finishes, 5 knockouts, 8 submissions. So that tells me both of them are submission guys. Neither one looks for the knockout, even though Beneil would probably look for it with a bit bigger, higher probability. This is an interesting fight. I go with Islam. I think he wins a very tough decision over Beneil. Now, I don't think he'll finish Beneil. Beneil does. He's been finished 4 times in his career, so he's likely to get finished, but he's also been getting better as a fighter. And Islam finishes people, but he's fighting a higher level guy than who he's been fighting lately. So, and Beneil's been on fire lately. He's been winning some fights, 4, 5, 6 fights in a row, and Islam's been winning multiple times. He's only been finished once in his career. He's only had 1 loss, so I don't think Beneil will finish this fight. Beneil will need to out-wrestle him and avoid submissions. Islam is probably going to dominate the wrestling game. I don't think this will be much of a striking match, but I think if it was on the feet, I would, of course, lean towards Islam just because he's more of a finisher. Even though they have about the same amount of knockouts, I think he would finish it before Beneil would. Beneil would look to dominate the wrestling. He would probably stuff the takedowns. He would have to take the fight to the ground, use some ground and pound like he did with Tony, look for submissions. But Islam's a really good submission grappler. He's a more calculated fighter than Tony. Tony was just wild and all out. And if his plan didn't work, then he'd get beat. And that's pretty much what happened. But I gotta go with Islam by decision. I think this is a if it's a 5-round fight, I think it's a 5-round fight, right? 49, 46, 49, 46, 48, 40 something. Something like that. It's not going to be one-sided. It should be a good grappling match. They're both good grapplers. I just think Islam will be the better grappler tonight. And that night, not tonight. And I think he'll be the better fighter. But Beneil could certainly win this fight. He's going to spend most of his time, like I said, stuffing takedowns, which he won't be able to do, I don't think. I think Islam gets 5 or 6 takedowns in this fight. And I think that Islam will be going for submissions in this fight. He probably won't submit Beneil just because Beneil's only been submitted 1 time. So the chances of him getting submitted again are unlikely. And even though I know Beneil has been knocked out 3 times, he's liable to get knocked out. Islam does not have very many knockouts. So the chances are this fight will be on the ground most of the time. But yeah, that's my prediction on that fight. But Beneil can certainly win that fight. But I'm not picking him to win. This video is still going. I meant to press the stop button. Yeah. Let's see.